party people! Hello! It's Randy for Thunderhorse Descendant. I am here with project number 1 of March 2022 Bargain Bead Box. So I'm super excited. Oh, we have pet friends. Pet friends are coming into the studio. If you're new here, this is a working studio. There's noise all over. And grumpy hound dogs. And cats who like to steal beads. So welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful day. This is going to be the birds, bracelet, and matching earrings. So let's get on down to the mat. Get this party started. Alrighty, here we are on the mat, party people. I have taken the liberty of getting some of these things sorted out and ready for us. So what we have here are the links. I feel like the lighting in this is not great. Let's see what we can do about that. Perhaps that is better. Anyway, what we have is the links and the little birds. Got a few birds. Got a few of the bicones and the dark blue crystal beads. These are oval jump rings. I did add these from my stash, and then I have found these red bronze little pins, or they're not eye pins, but they're head pins. And these have come from Bargain Bead Box throughout time, but they did not send them this time. So just FYI, this is what I'm going to be using. So, let me just start by saying what I want to do is I want to get all of these things ready, and then I will start adding them on. So what I want to do is I'm first going to connect all of the links, and I do have one or two off to the side to see if we're going to need that length. And then we're going to start winding up these charms, and I'm going to show you how I wind them when I have a lot of them to do, and then I'll probably jump off camera and then we'll put them on. So what I want to do is on each link in between, I want to add charms to each side of the bracelet so that no matter which way you're wearing it, you still have charms. So let's go ahead and start putting this together just using oval jump rings. I'm going to scoot you out a little bit. Okay. So, all we're going to do to connect these is we're just going to use our oval jump ring. And we're just going to start connecting them. Seems easy enough. So if you're wondering, these are 6mm oval jump ring. Okay, party people, right here I have a example of kind of what I want to do for adding my charms on. But first I'm going to add on this toggle clasp to see the length of the bracelet to make sure we're all on track, okay? So I'm going to use some larger oval jump rings for this. These are 8s, and I'm just going to check to make sure we're all good here. So I'm going to add these on. These are also a little more heavy duty than the smaller ones, and I want to make sure my toggle's going to be, you know, hanging out okay. Alright, so I put this on there. This is what we get. Okay, so now I'm going to check the size. Jacob's just having a time over there. Jakey, you having a time over there? Okay, so we got 7.5. So we got 7.5 and just about 7 3/4, which is a little bigger than I was hoping, because I have a 6 1/4 wrist, so I could probably just slide this over. Oh, you know, maybe it won't be too bad. This would be too big for me, but for somebody else, it might be just the right size. So I'm going to leave it on. I'm going to leave it at that length. If you wanted to make yours shorter, you of course would just remove one of these links, right? Because then you would have about perfect, about 6.5. Okay. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do. So now I want to talk about how I'm going to do the little charm doodads here. Okay, so these guys, what I'm doing is I'm going to wrap up all my charms, and then I'm going to put them onto the oval jump ring that is in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach to the top and to the bottom. So the jump ring is actually hanging this way. So if you look like this, you can see I've got one attached to one side and one attached to the other side. And that's what I'm planning on doing for the entirety of the bracelet. When it hangs down, when you have it on, they're going to cluster up. But if you look right here, then when you're wearing the bracelet, you'll always have charms at least on one side. You know what I mean? So that's what we're going to focus on. So I'm going to show you how I wrap mine when I have a lot of them to do. So I'm using these little eye pins that Bargain Bead Box has sent over time. And they're a shorter pin. I don't know how big these are actually. They are a little under 1.5 inches. Maybe an inch, a little bit over 1.25 inches, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap these beads anyway. There's going to be no rhyme or reason to this. So for this one, I'm only going to put on one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my round nose plier. I'm going to line it up in there so that when you rub it like this, you can't feel anything on the other side. And I'm going to start making a simple loop. And I'm just going to keep going. When you feel like you should stop, just keep wrapping. So now at this point I've got 2 or 3 wraps on there for this one bead, which seems a little excessive, right? So what I can do is I can go in here and I can give it a little trim and cut off one of those. But I don't think that 2 wraps is too bad. Okay. This one is a really short pin for some reason. I don't know why. And we just do the same situation. Just keep rolling it. And this prevents from having to do any cutting or snipping or whatever, because we have not only these charms to wrap up, but also a lot of charms for the earrings as well. And that could be a lot if you're going to do like a wire wrapped loop. If you want to do a wire wrapped loop, you just go on right ahead. This seems to work fine for me, so this is what I'm doing. It's up to you. So I'm going to wrap up the rest of these, and I'll be right back. Okay, party people, I got all my charms wound up. The moral of the story is I have 4 here plus 28 equals 32 charms to go in between all of these. So in order to get this kind of manageable, you don't have to have one of these, but I have one, so I'm like, oh, maybe this is a good time to use it. This is the chain station, stabilization station. And I'm going to just put this in here. For the time being. Okay. So I actually kind of want it to be like this. Alright, so I know this is kind of a hard angle that we're working on, so I'm going to turn it like this. But basically, I just want to show you how I'm going to put these on here. Okay. So when the chain is hanging this way, I'm going to add charms and jump rings to each side of this jump ring. So using the same smaller 6mm ovals, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one and I'm going to put 2 charms on one oval, and whatever ones you decide to put on are up to you. And then I'm going to hook it on to one side of the chain. Okay. And close her up. I'm going to do the same and put it on this side. So I get my oval, put on maybe a little birdie. And then I'm going to go to that same jump ring and I'm going to add this one on the other side. Okay. Struggling with that one. There we go. Alright, and then I'm just going to do that all the way up through all of these little connections. So I'll do one more with you, and then I'll fast forward through it. So the next one on one side. The stabilization station, it's still a patent pending thing, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But I kind of dig it, honestly. I just kind of struggle more with this side because I'm not left-handed. And I don't know, something about just the left side is a little bit harder for me personally. But we're looking pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to continue on like this, and I will come back when I am complete. Alrighty, guys. We got them all on there. I think I think these little thingies look like dinosaur heads. They look like, they're like, if they had 2 more, they'd just be like a triceratops. Anyways, that's beside the point. Here's our bracelet. Here's our bracelet. You guys, I love it. I really do. So, here's what she's gonna look like. Super cute. And we still got the earrings to make. So, I know like it's not laying like super flat like, you know, like it normally would. But see, when you put it on, now that we have those, because the ovals are going this way and that's where they're hooked on. Okay, so but when you wear it, that means that no matter which way you turn, you're going to have charms showing, you see? And sometimes they're going to flow down like this. They're all going to go down. And when you're moving, they're going to be on each side, you know? So I thought the movement of that was really cool. I really like how this turned out. I like it a lot. I wasn't really paying the most attention when I was putting on the drops. I made some short, some small, some have birds, some don't. Some are dark blue, you know, so that's kind of part of the fun. So now what we're going to do, that our bracelet is finished and is a smash hit in my personal opinion. Now we're going to make our earrings, okay? So the earrings are kind of the same design. Which are going to require, so we got 2 links. These birds go on the bottom over here. Oh, you can't even see me. Okay, you got 2 links, and you got your bird on the bottom. Where's the other bird? Here's the bird. You got this piece of chain we got to cut in half. And they got all these little beads. So I'm going to wind up the beads just like we did the other ones. And I'm going to cut this and start getting them attached. But once I get these wound up, I'll come back so I can show you what we're doing. Okay? Alrighty, party people. Here we are with the earrings. So, what I have is, I have 5 links of chain. 5 links of chain, and on each link, I'm going to put 4 of these all the way down. So it's going to be a cluster. That's the point. So we're going to start with that. Still using these same oval jump rings. So I'm going to attach these just as I was attaching onto the bracelet, except for we're just going to do it on this very condensed piece of chain. So once I have my 2 charms on there, I can put my piece of chain and close her up. Then I will add 2 to the other side. So on this top one, it's basically just going to look like you're adding 4. But as we start to move down the chain, we're going to get a little more, it's going to get a little more complex. So we put these 2 on there. And actually, I think what I'll do is I'm going to move this in here. I don't know if you guys can see this. So on the top of my triceratops, there's a little loop. And I'm going to add my chain. Oh, he's not big enough. So what I'm going to add is my earring wire first. add my earring wire. And make sure there's 2 on each side, which there is. Close this up. Then I can hang my chain right here. Which I know this is kind of a hard angle for you guys to see. But I've got him hanging right here so that I can add my 2 pieces on while the chain is hanging down. So the next one I'm going to put on, I got my 2 charms on there. Now I can pull my chain out, and now I'm better able to see which side I got to put it onto. And I'm going to add one more. Put our 2 charms on there. Pull this out. Add them to the other side of this piece of chain. And close them up. So this is going to look a little messy as you're doing it, and it's kind of hard to get on camera. So I am just going to put them all on there, but you guys get the idea. We're going to do this until we get to the end, and then I'll come back and show you how we're going to put on the link. Okay, so I got all of my charms and things on here, and underneath here, as I built them down, there is 1 piece of chain at the bottom. Right here. And this is where we are going to attach our link with another oval jump ring. And at the bottom of the link, we will attach our bird. I thought of putting more beads down here at the bottom, but I thought, you know what? We got a lot of beads. We don't need any more beads on here. I'm just going to attach him right at the bottom. And now, in essence, we have this little cute little cluster earring. And that's what it looks like. I'll do the other side, and then I'll show you the completed project all together. Alright guys, I got the earrings finished. Here is the entire set. I am pretty happy with it. Let me see if I could zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I think it turned out really cute. I really like it a lot. I will say that my count was off on my chain links. I had 6 chain links instead of 5 when I started. So I had to add a chain link to the other one because I had thought that I had split them into 5. But I actually had 6. So there was that. But other than that, everything worked out super great. I really like it. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. If you are, please make sure to give your girl a like and a comment. That really helps out my YouTube channel. Yeah, and this is Project 1, March. Complete. Alright, you guys, I'll see you in the next one. Have a wonderful, spectacular, amazing beading day. Bye-bye.